It has been since the 8th grade since I have given a dang about the Telltale Heart. Since that class with Miss Konica, Konica, I've never thought about it until tonight, when I, of course, witnessed an evening with Edgar Allan Poe. This is Vincent Price showing his love for one of the true Gothic poets of pretty much in American history, I would say. It is so amazing how much he is an orates, of just his amazing ability to confer what is printed on the page and describe with such detail and enunciate and be able to bring what is stated alive so well. It is truly mind-boggling. This was indeed that's a 52-minute special. I think that ran somewhere, I forgot where. This is 53 minutes, blah blah blah. New audio commentary with film historian and author Steve Haberman. New interview with writer, producer, director Kenneth Johnson. Theatrical trailer. Now, technically it was a film, but I can also imagine that it would run on ABC, CBS, etc. So, make of that what you will. So when you want to talk about a man who can deliver the lines, especially with the Telltale Heart, probably the most loudest. It's just so loud, so an increasing sense of paranoia of what's going on. It's like, okay, he's like he already eliminated an old man, and he hid the heart and everything else. But then the police come, investigate, and he's acting brazen and everything else. But it turns out this is just bravado, false/pretend courage, and he eventually starts hearing the heartbeat, and it starts consuming him, ultimately to reveal where it is, and he becomes like, here it is, the Telltale Heart. Second one, the Sphinx, which is during the cholera outbreak of New York in the 1920s or whatever it was, and because of the fear that the protagonist has, it what he perceives to be a sphinx of all things sitting out is, how do you describe it? 12-foot in diameter metallic scales, two pairs of wings that are palpa. I think it has to do with like two wings on an insect's back, and that was a new word I learned. And the face, it was very, very descriptive. This is probably like the most descriptive one that you can do for a sphinx. So it's just set in with like two people. It's ultimately revealed that because of the outbreak going on in the paranoid, it was just a common housefly. That's the 16th of an inch long. That's funny. The third one was the cask of something. I forgot. This one was my personal favorite story because of the sense of adventure. Now, we are not sure what's going on. So, like, we have two wine people who are traveling through a catacombs to try and find this very specific wine. But it's like, why? What is one of the characters doing? Why is he immuring to be buried against your own will? This other person. It's not exactly stated why, but the lengths and the details going on of saying like how it's the catacombs of everything going on beneath Paris, the mole that's growing really presents quite a disturbing picture, and I liked it. Price just made it feel alive, like you are actually going on a journey with the both of them, and it's been up for analysis as to why this character is so specific. It's like some people say that he is insane. Some people say that that the one who gets buried was not like an expert on wine or was faking it. There was like the loss of, what was that, money or something like that. It's really up there. I'd say it's probably a combination of everything usually. Then the fourth one was The Pit and the Pendulum, which is probably the most descriptive of them all. The man who is tied down in a pit and there's a colossal pendulum swinging. And it's like what he does to escape, including being, what is that, encased in a whole bunch of substance that he uses, small food, that he tossed the food onto his bindings and to have enormous rats free him. And ultimately his escape, because there was something about like Toledo, as he called it, or Toledo, not Toledo, Ohio, but somewhere in Mexico, I think. I don't know. It was ultimately just about how the enemy overtook the Inquisition. So yeah, very freaking amazingly orated, and I truly did love this. I'm like, this is so freaking great. He describes it really well. You know, there were like some great cameras. The camera for the third one, for the fourth one, really did show the darkness of like his head, his side, or just a close up of his head, a little bit of the size just to show what's going on. But ultimately, we get to see the what does seem to be like inspired by the Roger Corman set on the movie the same name, which was really gosh darn cool. The first set was just kind of, what you just imagine, like a basement, I'm sorry, like an upstairs bedroom with a bed and a chair and everything else. So, you know, it's like each of these befit the story being orated, and I like that. You know, at 52 minutes, this does not feel long because of the intensity and the variety, the ascending and descending of the voices. His voice, sonorous, is just absolutely incredible. And this really does go to show to prove that, yes, during the 60s and 70s, this is when in my opinion, it felt like Price was seeing definitely a high of his career. You know, it's like, you know, he worked with everyone else. Yeah, because this video right here makes this the 17th review, analysis, what's the word I'm looking for, that starts with a P, dissection, whatever, of Vince's work, which is really great. 160 minutes. Jeez, oh Pete. Yeah, I mean, will I probably watch more of his stuff? Yes, when the time comes. For now, I'm taking a break from all the movies, from the Vincent Price movies. I'm going to focus a little bit more on the giallo and stuff, and just, I loved it, but I do need a break. So yeah. So with all that being said, if you want to see An Evening with Edgar, Allan, narrated by Vincent Price, highly recommended.